Okay, can you see the GIF on the screen?
Yes, I do see it.
Okay, so this is the app we're gonna make. It's just a stacked visualization tool. So like new people, like when they're learning like basic data structures like a stack, it kind of helps to be able to visualize it. So you're gonna build this tool to help them visualize a stack. It doesn't do everything a stack does. It's just push and pop. So
Okay.
the only restrictions is it has to be we're simplifying it. It can only be numbers, so you can't you make sure to that's one of the constraints. Like only numbers can go on the stack.
Okay.
And then when you push it, it goes on the stack. Like so one, if you push it, then two goes on top, just like you're stacking things on each other. And then when you pop the
Okay.
top thing, like just disappears.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to do this in React, Vanilla JS, a different framework?
I don't mind doing it in React,
Okay.
just because that's kind of what I've been working with. So
Let me set up the. Okay, so here, let me get the link. How do I get it in the other format? Oh, there you go. Okay. I'm gonna post the link in the chat. So
okay.
Yeah, anybody here, if you wanna like go to that link, you can view. It's like a shared code editor, or you can just watch the live stream.
Okay, I got it open.
Okay, and have you used Code Sandbox before?
I used it a couple times.
Okay, just let me know if you have any questions.
Okay.
And you can, yeah, just communicate what you're thinking. If you're Googling stuff, just let me know if you're Googling.
Okay. Sure.
And yeah.
Okay. So do I just like go ahead and start?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So I guess just to kind of reiterate, I'm just gonna write some quick notes, about like what I need to do. So we're essentially creating kind of like a form to kind of simulate a stack. So I believe we need an input, and I believe you said one of the constraints was that it only takes numbers.
Yep.
And does it matter
Well,
if
the constraint is that only numbers can go on the stack. So
okay.
You decide how you want to implement that constraint.
Okay, so if only numbers, so it doesn't matter if it's just like a float or anything, it's just any number.
No, the only restriction is like, when you go, when it shows up in the interface here, I don't want like this to be like text, like hello. Like if you
just as
type
long as it's a
hello,
number.
if you type hello and push, it shouldn't go in. But like
Okay.
that's one way to do it. Like you said, the input only takes numbers.
Okay. So let's see. We're gonna have an input that only takes numbers. I guess no. Yeah, I guess that's fine. I guess we also need two buttons for push and pop. And then I believe, so the way I kind of visualize this is just because of what the stack is, I kind of visualize just creating an array and that'll be in state. So I believe the state's just gonna be like an array. And essentially that'll be like the stack. And then I'll also have to render the boxes. And they're gonna be sitting on top of each other, but I think that shouldn't be too bad to do. So yeah, render boxes under input. believe that should be kind of enough to start. So I guess one of the first things I want to do is just, oops, oh, that's kind of weird. One of the first things I want to do is just kind of like create that kind of state, and I'll be using the uState hook that React has. So I believe we could just call it stack, just because we're working with the stack. And we can initialize that as an empty array. So now that I have this, I guess, what should I want to do first? Do I want to work on the input, or should I try just adding something into the stack first?
Do you?
Let's see. I guess I'll work on the input, just because that way I could get the buttons kind of like set up, and then I could work on the rendering of the boxes afterwards, after I kind of have that data going in and out of the stack.
Okay.
And I'll just kind of just delete this line. And I think the title was "I'm a Stack." And then, so I don't think, I'll just create, does it have to be kind of, should I end up using like proper HTML like syntax? Like, do you want me to create like a form and then just doing all the inputs? And should I have like labels and stuff, or does it not matter in this sense?
You don't need a form, I think, because we're not submitting anything, right? So
okay. So I guess we'll do input, and then I guess I don't need a label either in this sense, just for accessibility issues or whatnot. So I guess we'll just have an input for now. And it's going to be, I guess I could do type number. And I believe this should not allow any other inputs, although it does allow E, because E is exponential, or not exponential, but whatever that power thing is. I don't know what the proper term is.
Oh, I didn't realize that you could type E into the number input.
Yeah, and then like I think it also has negative values that you could put in too. So it's like some weird validation stuff I might have to do. But I guess I'll just do that as after I kind of get it working.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to make this a controlled input. So I guess we'll do maybe number, set number, or I think that might make sense to me.
Yep.
And then that's just gonna be an empty string, because inputs take empty strings.
Yep.
So let's give this a value and make it controlled. So we'll put number here, and let's see, it's gonna have an on-change handler, and for now I'll just kind of give it just an anonymous function. I'll just okay, I'll just do handle change, because that's what I'm gonna end up creating in a second.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is we're going to a function called handle change, and it's going to take an event. And it's also, I think what I could do is I could take it from the event.target.value property and just set the number to that. And then eventually this will just take whatever is in the, well, let me actually just write this out first so that it doesn't error on me. It'll take whatever is in the input, and then and I actually have to set target. I think I might be missing something. Did I save this? No. So for some reason, it's not handling it, and it's set number event target. Let me see if it's actually taking the event.
Okay.
Real quick, because it might not be taking the event. And
it looks okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's so weird. Okay. For some reason on mine, it's not
You can try.
working.
You can
So,
try refresh this thing. Sometimes maybe it like.
okay, yeah, that's what it was. I had to refresh the browser. Okay. That was scaring me. I was like, am I doing this right? Okay. So now that I have this put, and we kind of have it changing, what I want to do is, because essentially those are going to have the functionality for the push and pop. And then that's, we'll just call it push for now. And I kind of wish it, does it have emit? It doesn't have emit.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It has.
It does auto formatting though if you do Command S, like with prettier.
So we have our push and pop. So so these two buttons are going to have two different functionalities. One is pushing a value into the array, and the other is I guess essentially popping up, or I should say the stack.
Yeah.
So
also, I don't know if you noticed on the GIF when you push, it clears the input. So that's another requirement.
Okay. So let's just let's see. Let me just kind of make a note of that. So on push and pop, or I should say push or pop.
I'm just push, because pop
Okay,
doesn't do anything with the input. Pop just pops the thing off the stack. So
okay, that makes sense. Okay, so just on push. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's the only requirement.
Okay. So we're gonna have an on-click handler, or an on-click prop, and that's going to take I guess we'll handle push, and we'll also do this for pop. So handle pop, and so let's just create these functions real quick. And I guess it'll just be anonymous for now, or not anonymous, but I'll take no property or arguments. Sorry. Okay. So let me see. So I believe this is what I should be doing. And then, okay. So essentially, when we push into a stack, that's essentially the same thing as it's pushing into an array. So what we could do is we could take the current number, and I guess we might have to do some validation in the sense of like saying, for example, if it's like an empty string, we wouldn't want an empty string. I guess if number equals an empty string. I was gonna use if number, but then a person could put 0, and then that wouldn't be. I'll just short circuit that. So
I think it's like a 0 string though. So I don't know if 0 string is not falsy, I don't think, but like it's good that you're explicit.
Oh, okay. Oh, I think, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because it is a string. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Let me try.
Okay. No, I think you're right. Yeah, I was thinking just numbers, but I forgot we are working in strings. I'll just do that too, just to kind of make it it's the same. But I think you're right. Yeah, so I think if I
Yeah,
did
I
something,
I prefer to be explicit too most of the time rather than just using
then
the
doing some like,
truthy or falsy.
okay. Well, I guess I would have to actually console log the stack. Well, actually, I wouldn't console log stack. I would console log. Oh, I would just. I guess I could console log it because then it wouldn't run otherwise. If it did, like, cut off early.
See.
Okay, and then just quick check. But
Yep, nothing's console logging when I push.
Okay. So I guess that's fine.
Except that
Or
logic
actually, because it's
that
because it
logic's
is truthy.
backwards, right?
Yeah. It is backwards. So if it's not number, but I guess I'll just be explicit just because we'll just change it back and
Yeah.
That way it just makes it a lot easier.
Okay. Now it seems to be working.
And I'm just making a quick note to myself just to add validation. Or actually, I would have to move this to here for the other, for just E and miscellaneous other values.
You don't have to worry about that.
Okay, I'll just keep that as a note
Yeah.
for future if I want to.
Yeah. I didn't even know about that edge
Okay.
case.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, I messed with it earlier, and then somebody told me to use tell instead just for like mobile inputs, but
Oh yeah,
I would
look at
have to
that.
actually do a regex for that, I think, just because if you use tell, it just pops it up, but you could type in like any letters or something, so
Yeah.
you just have to do validation.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we want to do is we want to push the number into the stack. So we're just assuming this is going to be a valid input.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll set the stack, and let me see. I guess I'm not sure what the best practice is for this because we are because I don't know if we want to mutate the original array. So let's see.
I don't know if you can. In React, isn't it? It might be immutable. If it's not, I don't think it's recommended that you
Okay.
mutate the state of React.
Okay.
But
okay.
I don't think you can mutate it.
Okay. Because I was thinking about like how, I guess what I would normally do is just take the stack and do the stack dot push and the number. But since we're using hooks,
Yeah.
we should be using set stack. So I was actually thinking about just doing the new stack and then copying it. So then we're just not touching the original one. And then we'll end up doing, new stack dot push, which is essentially what we'll be doing as the, to push it onto the stack. That's what the functionality of the push
Yep.
is.
That should
And
work.
then we'll set that stack to the new stack. And then what we also have to do is, I guess I'll just put that there. We also have to clear the input. So we'll do set number, and we'll just put that back as an empty string.
Okay.
And a quick way we could check this is if, actually I'll do a console log out here, just because of how asynchronous React is. I don't think sometimes it doesn't catch the console logs right away. So
Okay.
this. And we'll console log stack. So if we have like a number.
Yep, it looks like it's working.
Okay. I'm glad you could test it too, because it's like on my end, it's just sometimes I have to refresh it and just okay. So now that the handle push works, I want to get the pop working, and essentially I'll be kind of doing the same thing. I'll be getting the, I know this isn't the driest thing, but I'll be creating a new reference for the stack, and essentially what I'll do is I'll end up popping it. So I'm wondering if I could actually just use like set stack and then do like a pop in there, but I'll just set it to a new array. It's gonna take up like a little bit more memory, but it should be pretty negligible, I think.
Yeah, I don't like when you're just visualizing a stack. I don't think you would be like pushing a million things on it.
Yeah, I would hope not. Okay.
It's more, the tool is more to like just to visualize a stack, like when you're doing like some like algorithm challenge or something like that.
Okay. Let's see. So I guess we have to do the pop now. So let's do a new stack pop. And I'm wondering if I guess even if we did pop it, like assuming the array is, or the stack is empty, I don't think it would do anything, because I think it'd be okay. I don't think it would give me an error, I believe. So I think that's okay.
Yeah, I think,
And
yeah,
then,
I think in JavaScript, it doesn't matter.
okay. Then we'll just set this to new stack as well.
Because
And
we're not doing anything with the pop value too. We're just removing it from the stack that we're visualizing.
okay. I think it just ends up giving undefined if it's
Yeah, that's why
okay.
we don't have to do it. There's no requirement to do anything with that value.
Okay. So I guess we'll do this, and I'll just do a quick check because I think this should end up working as intended. So it removes the last one, that one, then it's empty again. Okay. Okay. So now that we handled the functionality for just the pushing and popping, now we have to do the kind of visual part and actually consume the data and utilize the state.
Yep.
So I guess what I'll do is I'll end up creating just like a little container down here, and I think that should be okay, because then this way I could kind of just like saddle it later. And essentially what I'll want to do, is I want to map over the stack to display all the elements.
Okay.
So do I have to handle the case where it's an empty stack, or is it just going to be like a blank? Is it just going to be blank?
It's just blank, so there's nothing on the screen if the stack is empty.
Okay, so I could just do something like stack.map, and then I'll just do num, and then so it'll end up doing this. And what I want to do is I want to create some divs or some boxes that kind of stack on top of each other as we input. So I believe we could just render a div with the number in it, and then just have num passed as the value. I can't type. And we actually have to, I guess we could change this and then we just do an implicit return since it's just like a little quick one-liner.
Yep. Let's see.
And
so it's upside down though, your stat.
yeah. So the way I thought about getting around this is actually using CSS. I was actually thinking about kind of using Flexbox.
Okay.
And so I don't. Is it okay if I do inline styles, or would you prefer me to do?
Yeah, you can just do inline styles.
Okay, that way I don't have to create classes or anything. I mean, typically I probably should create like a CSS file, but or use classes, but I think it should be okay for now.
Yep.
So it's going to take an object of an object. And what we could do is we could do a display flex or actually, because we have to do this, I believe it's display flex. And actually, let me put some inputs in here. Okay, and then we'll do a flex direction, a column. And to actually kind of simulate it, we can actually just do a reverse. I think that's how it could work. And then when you push and pop, it should kind of do the same thing.
Yep.
And I guess I have to style the boxes a little bit just to kind of just so it's kind of like a box. And we'll just give that a border. 1 pixel solid black. And I guess I will just give that width like 40 pixels. Okay, and then, or maybe I should maybe do it a little bit smaller. Actually, I don't think this would actually work. Because
can we center it too?
Oh yeah, I could just, let me do that real quick. I think it's align items. Yes, because yeah, it should be align items center because we're doing it horizontally. So I believe that should be fine.
Yep.
And I'm actually thinking about the case where technically it's a fixed div at the moment, but like say you wanted to like put in like a really big number for whatever reason, then the styling is going to be
yeah, I just did it.
yeah. So I think there should be a better way to wrap the wrap it, because 100% is also, is there a way to wrap it around the content only? Like maybe I don't need a width. I wonder if I don't need a width.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
It works fine.
Would you prefer it to like be a fixed width?
No, that's good.
Okay.
It still gets the job done, right? You can visualize what's going on. And I think most of the time when you're doing it, you're not going to enter big numbers. Like if I was like really using this tool, it's going to be like smaller numbers like this, you know. And I think this gets the job done. So yeah, I think you finished it. So that was actually really good. Just for like feedback, like if this was the initial technical screen, like you would definitely be moving on. Communication was really good. I knew what you were doing and thinking the whole time. So that's the most important thing in the interview. So I probably, if you do this again, I'll probably choose a harder one for you.
Okay.
What is your background? I didn't ask you before we started.
So took a little bit of computers early college, but I never finished my degree. So that was like, how long ago was it this now? It's been like almost 7 or 8 years. And so I learned like basic coding. I took like intro to computer science, and like I took a course on data structures, but I only got like C or D. I don't know. But so I ended up working out, and on my own time, I ended up taking like some other online courses, just such as like free code camp, or I also took the Udacity's front end network or front end web developer nano degree.
Okay.
And then, but fortunately, I felt like my foundation like as solid. And then I actually ended up quitting my job last year to attend Lambda School, which is
Okay.
coding bootcamp. So,
And then when did you graduate from Lambda school?
I graduated like officially early April or
Okay.
late April, I should say.
And then did you find a job yet or not yet?
I'm still looking.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been
And
pretty tough in the job hunt. So.
yeah, it's hard right now. What part are you struggling with? Are you able to get interviews, or are you struggling more to like get interviews?
Yeah, it's mostly just getting interviews. I feel like a lot of the days it's just because of kind of like COVID and everything. A lot of the positions that I do apply for, which are mostly like remote, there's just a lot more applicants. So it's just more competition, I think. And I also, it could be just like it might be my resume, my portfolio. It could be like a handful of things.
Yeah. I like what I suggest to everybody is just doing like 100 days of code and stuff, because that like forces you to post on social media. Then you stay on the top of people's minds, like, because you'll just like, even if it doesn't seem like people are paying attention, like people see it. And you never know who's gonna see it. All you need is one right person to see it to like give you an opportunity. So I always recommend 100 days of code. I like that. Yeah. Anybody else have question? What was your name again? Sorry. What?
Kevin?
No, the other.
Or is it? Oh, sorry.
The other
Oh yeah,
guy that was here.
Yeah.
He changed his name to V. I forgot what his name was. I don't know if he's still here.
I think Val, but I think
Yeah.
V were.
Yeah, but yeah, that was good. Do you have any questions for me about the challenge or anything else? Like, that's pretty good. I wasn't even thinking about CSS. That is a good solution. I actually did this myself before. That's how I made the GIF.
Okay.
I just reversed the array.
Okay.
And rendered it
I guess
that
that would
way.
actually work too.
Yeah,
I guess I wasn't thinking about that.
No, your way is good too. I don't see anything wrong with that. That's like a good, and like I could understand your thought process to building the whole thing. So the communication was really good, which is probably the most important thing in the interview. But yeah, have you been to the our meetup, the junior developer meetup?
I still haven't. I watched one of the videos like about a month ago, but I just never had the time to actually like pop in the one, just because of like just miscellaneous
Oh
stuff.
yeah, you were talking about that last night, I think.
Yeah. So, but I believe a meetup soon, right? It's like
we do it on Saturdays. So this Saturday
Saturdays?
we have one. Yeah. What do you think about this challenge? It's too easy. It seemed too easy for you.
Yeah, I thought it was reasonable. I thought, yeah, it was at least enough where there weren't like too many complex components, like you know, having like really do too much. Like when I first saw the, like, immediately I thought about state, just like what kind of data would I be using, and because it kind of made it easier just because we are using a stack. So essentially it's like the first thing I thought about was arrays, and then I kind of, what I think about next is like, okay, what components or what like HTML elements do I need in order to like build out at least how it visually looks, and then just functionality. It's kind of like, I didn't think it would be too hard because it's like pushing and popping into an array. Although you do have to like set it into, how React handles state.
Yeah, that was that was good that you noticed that right away too. Because like a purpose with just this challenge, if you're doing React, is just to test basic React fundamental skills. It's kind of like just to make sure you know how to use React and you understand how to like manage state, like component state, and then a little bit of CSS and just how to think about how to construct it, like just based on like looking at the GIF. Like it's kind of test like if you can like get a mock-up like this and just build it, which you did like pretty fast. So and you asked really good questions too, so that was good. What about the one that we did yesterday? What do you think about that one?
I thought that was pretty reasonable. Kind of like what you mentioned the other day, just saying like, typically as a front end developer, or you'd be consuming APIs. So I thought the challenge with going documentation, going into like being able to do a HTTP request, kind of like saving, like, I guess, maybe formatting the data into something that would be easily consumed. Because I know initially we saved the whole object, and but I think you mentioned it was also like trade-offs, like going that route versus like taking something like just the array of users, and
Yeah.
But I thought it was reasonable. I was actually kind of working on it on the side, the Cook's way.
Oh, did you
But
fork the sandbox or something?
yeah, it was on accident though. I accidentally saved it, and it ended up creating a fork for me. So I just
Yeah.
kind of worked on it on the side. But
Yeah, on Code Sandbox, when you start editing it, it like forks it if it's not yours.
But it was fun. I've been kind of like, that's kind of what I've been doing, just like consuming APIs lately, or trying to. So it's I guess it wouldn't be anything that I'm not too familiar with. So at the moment, anyways.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Thanks for volunteering. It's good.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm still trying to figure out the appropriate levels of the challenges. So I'm
Yeah, I
probably
think
gonna
this was fun.
start. I'm probably gonna start giving people a choice. Like this is pretty. I wanted to make it easier. Oh, somebody just joined. Um, I wanted to make it a little easier because we went pretty long last night. It was like we stayed on for like 3 hours. So
Yeah.
I want to make it shorter. So I tried to pick something easier. Hey, what's that? Muazzam? Did I say your name correctly? Is he in here?
Yeah, looks like it.
Muted.
Yes, it's awesome.
Yeah, Muazzam. Is that
Yeah.
how's it going? We're just wrapping up. But this is what we made. We made a stack visualization. So the stack data structure. We just made something to visualize the push and pop though, so it doesn't have all the methods you would expect on a stack, because the stack also has peak. Those are the main things in a stack, I think. Push, pop, peak. Yeah. So
cool.
This is the app. We recorded it today though, so you can. I'll put it up on my YouTube.
Okay.
One thing I forgot though, I think the video, the font's probably gonna be small. I didn't think about that. I just thought about it towards the end. I was like, oh, this might show up pretty small on the video.
Yeah,
but
I guess that's why it's practice.
Do you have any questions, Muazzam? I know you weren't here, but do you have any questions about?
Not right now. I'll see the recorded version and then maybe.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. If you don't have any more questions, I'm just gonna wrap it up.
Yeah. Thank you again, Sam. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah. Thanks for volunteering. All right. I'll see you later.
All right. Have a good one.
Later.